So we have amongst us Mr. Vaibhav Jain. Thank you so much for joining us here for this conversation. I really want to know more about your journey. So can you take us through this very diverse and enriching journey that you've had over the past decade or so, from corporate roles to startups to investments? How has it been for you?
I think it's been a crazy ride. It's been quite a long time now. I started my journey as an entrepreneur to start with. As a young lad, of course, made a lot of mistakes and learned it the hard way, but a phenomenal experience I had as an entrepreneur early on. Then I ventured in the corporate world, started working with the big techs, started my business journey with Oracle, went to Microsoft, went to VMware, SAP, and now I currently am employed with Google. Um, in between, I started investing in startups as well. I've invested in about 34 startups till now. And there's been a tremendous learning for me as a professional, as an individual over the last several years, especially when I started my investment journey as an angel investor, right? In between, I also built up a startup back in 2012-13 time frame around the jewel tech, right, which did not work out, and great learnings from that venture too. But the next best thing that you can do apart from building, I thought, is investments, and invest in early startups, early age startups. Invest in youngsters who have some bright, brilliant ideas and who are doing some meaningful work, right? So that's when I thought of starting my investing journey, and it's been incredible. I've learned so much from so many youngsters. While I've mentored them, I've given them some guidance, I've invested in some brilliant startups. So yeah, it's been phenomenal. And going forward, I would love to build something on my own very soon. I'm thinking of starting my third entrepreneurial instinct very soon. So, and I'm very excited about that too. Yeah.
So you're an angel investor, and though you've told us how that started, was there a turning point that really motivated you to get into this? And if yes, how has that been for you?
Yeah, I mean, when I started looking at the ecosystem, right, I was away from the startup ecosystem quite some time, and then suddenly I noticed the startup ecosystem is buzzing, and there's some brilliant ideas that are coming up. We're changing the entire ecosystem that India has, right? It's right from the point when we had Flipkart or Amazons of the world setting up their feet in India, right? We could see a major shift in the consumer behavior, and so many other things were changing with time. So I really wanted to be part of the action right in the middle. But I was not ready by then to start on my own again. So I thought, why not become an investor? It gives me, a great view of what's happening in the ecosystem. Look at different businesses in different sectors, learn a lot about them, and also as an investor make money out of that, right? So one, it was about learning. Two, it was about creating wealth for my own self. So yeah, and I'm happy I invested in those companies that I've invested in. Most of them are doing really well. So yeah, it's been a great journey.
So you've mentioned you've invested in around 34 companies. So how do you decide which startups to invest in?
Again, there's no single dimensional view to that. There are multiple dimensions while you're, zero down, when you really want to go down and invest in a particular startup. But if I were to look at one key factor for me, apart from the others that I look at for sure, is the founder. जैसे मैं अक्सर बोलता हूँ पैसा बंदे पे लगता है, right? You put the money on the jockey, not on the horse, right? So it's super important who's building that venture, because there are a lot of near-death experiences while you're building a venture, and if the founder is right, if the entrepreneur is right, he or she will actually pull it through. You have to pivot multiple times in your journey, so that's why the person who's building the venture is a single point of failure for you at times. So that's why it's the single most, the most critical factor for you to decide, apart from the other dimensions that you look at while you make an investment.
So to follow up on this, and this perhaps is going to be my last question, you've mentioned that the most important thing is the founder. So tell me three things that you would look at when when you're looking in a founder. What are the top three things that will make or break it for you?
I think there are many, but to start with, how authentic and genuine the founder is, right? Because integrity is extremely important. Business ethics are super important while you run a business in times like today, right? So that's super important, and then you get to know and learn about these things while you interact with them. So I don't make my decision in the first meeting. I'd want to spend some time with the founder, could be virtual, could be face-to-face, to understand. And these are things that you pick up while you engage, interact with a person, right? So integrity and authenticity is extremely important. Like I always said, authenticity is the currency of our times, right? You don't find many people who are very authentic, unfortunately, these days. So that's super important. Then also about the vision. Are you thinking too small? Are you looking at a bigger picture while you're building a venture? No, I'm not saying that everybody wants to build a unicorn or a thousands of crores of company. You could also be satisfied building a company which is 100 crores or 500 crores worth as well. But when I look at as an investor, I'm looking for a larger TAM. I'm looking for businesses which could be built at a very massive scale tomorrow. So that's another important area. What is the vision of the founder, right? Another thing is the execution. If you look at, I always say this: planning is about 95% of what you do. Sorry, 5% of what you do. I said the other way around. It is 95% about execution. You can plan as much as you want. You can spend days, months, weeks, years planning. But execution is the most critical factor in a business. If the guy is the executioner, right? If you execute with precision, then chances are you will be successful. So execution is also an important factor that I look at in any entrepreneur before I make that call.
Thank you so much for joining us for this conversation. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. Appreciate it. Thank you.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.